Hi there, friends. Happy Tuesday to you. I just wanted to come on and talk to you a little bit about grief, right? Especially during the holidays and how hard that can be. And then Nugget wants to say hi in the background, my sweet uh, little Nugget laying back there. So, grief can be especially hard during the holidays, right? When we lose people we love in our lives and pets too, right? Because pets are a part of our family, right? And it can come up at any time, right? So it can just hit you out of the blue where all of a sudden you just might get upset and you might think about that person or that pet that passed away, and you just might have like a flood of emotions just overcome you, right? And I just wanted to come on today to just say, you know what, just that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to let those emotions out. And it doesn't matter like how much time has passed, right? It doesn't matter how much time has passed, that it's okay to grieve and to give yourself permission to grieve, like when those moments come upon you. So the reason, I really felt compelled to share today is I've had a lot of things happen with pets in my life in December, and I always love like the holidays and love Christmas, but sometimes it can be really hard for me around that time. So it kind of like go backwards 5 years. So it was December of 2015. December of 2015, my cat Linus, I noticed a lump that he had on his back leg. I took him to the vet and they did a, little needle aspirate. I think that's what they call it, where they pulled some cells from that lump and they found out that it was cancerous, right? And then it was just, he really went downhill and he really was warm. He wasn't eating, he wasn't interacting, and he had that like that cancer smell. I don't know any other way to describe it, right? He had that, and it was so hard. And then on just like probably it was like 3 days later, I didn't even have time to like process here. I found out he had cancer. I didn't have time to process it. And it was on December 21st, which was actually yesterday, 5 years ago, that I had to say goodbye to Linus. And that is, really hard. I was like, and it's really fitting that it actually happened on solstice for him. I know that sounds ironic, but he was a very grounded and a very grounding cat. So, and then a year, in December of 2016, my Luna, that's when I got the cancer diagnosis for her. Now she passed in March. I had her I was blessed to have her 3 months after her cancer diagnosis, right? And so it's like I got all this in December. And then in December of last year, December of 2019, actually, kind of try not to cry, a few months probably before that, my Leo cat, who I had, he was my Flame Point Siamese mix. I had him since he was 6 weeks old. He like fit in the palm of my hand, and and he was about 14 years old. He started to have like some problems, and he was starting to really go downhill, right? And so I took him to the vet. We had like all kinds of like x-rays and ultrasounds, and they were thinking that it could be some form of like IBS, or could be cancer, right? So to find the cancer, that can, that could have been tricky and would have been really invasive. So we went with the one approach where I started him on some prednisone to see if that would help him to get better. So we tried that. He was just not getting better. He was declining. He wasn't really present. He wasn't really himself. And he was like actually like hiding from me, right? Which that was not something that my Leo would regularly do. And I just knew I had to make that hard decision. And like, how do I make that decision like right before Christmas and right before the holidays, right? Like how was that possible? So I have a really great rapport with my vet, and just I love the vet office I used, and my vet is just amazing, and she's helped me through so much when I've had these things happen with my pets. So it was actually a year ago today again, try not to cry. A year ago today that I had to, so sorry if I don't look perfect, right? But life doesn't have to be perfect all the time, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So it was a year ago today that I had to say goodbye to my Leo. I took him into the vet, had the vet look at him, and she could tell like he wasn't the same cat, and she could tell he was declining and not doing well. And it most likely probably was, when I tune in intuitively, it probably was cancer that he had going on. So I had to make that hard decision to say goodbye to him, and it was right before Christmas, which was really, really so hard. But I know that I made the right decision. I look back now and I look at pictures and I could see his presence wasn't really fully there. Like what I like to call, it's like the light switch. You know how you turn a light off and on, or the light turns on. But sometimes maybe if your light bulb is going out, it might be like a little bit dimmer, right? So the light in his eyes and in his essence was dimmed. Like he wasn't really fully present. So I had to make that decision to say goodbye. And it was interesting because it was literally like Linus passed away December 21st, 2015. And then Leo passed away December 22nd, 2019. And Luna actually passed away on March 3rd, 2017. So it's really interesting. They're like my little trio, and they passed like pretty much like pretty close to like 2 years apart, which is really really interesting, right? How that happens. And they were so connected. And the reason I come on is it was last week. There was probably a couple of days, just like out of the blue, I happened to be leaving Fred Meyer, and I was sitting in my car, and like a song came on, and then all of a sudden I just started to think of Leo, and I just burst out like crying, and tears were just flooding, and I cried and cried. And then probably a few days ago that happened again. And the reason why I want to tell you that is, even though it's been a year since he passed, that doesn't mean that grief for him or that missing him doesn't go away, right? There's no time limit on that grief, and that's it's always a part of us. And it's okay, like if you take those moments to grieve. Now granted, they do want us to like live a joyful life and be happy and all of that, but it's they understand that it's okay for us to grieve, and we're human, and sometimes we have to process that grief to get it out, right? It's like a human emotion, right? So I just, when I had those emotions come over me, I cried, and I miss my Leo so much. He was the coolest little flame point Siamese cat. He was so cool. So it's just a reminder that like if that grief hits you, like don't get down on yourself and be like, oh well, like why, like why am I doing this right now? Like I shouldn't be doing this. There's like some rules associated with like grief and all that. There is no rules on grief. It's just you grieve how you grieve, and you process how you process, and it's okay to feel those emotions. So anyway, that's what I just wanted to come on and share with you today. That's what I was compelled to share with you. So that's just kind of my message for today, and I'm sending you all so much love, and thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all the hearts and the likes. I can see that, and hi to whoever you are that is tuning in, watching this now, or that goes back and watches the live. And again, on this Sunday, I am going to do my free animal communication readings on Sunday. So I'm going to probably post about that on Thursday as to what time that will be at. So again, thank you so much for listening, and much love to you all. Thanks so much. Bye for now.